Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to tape your wire, your lead wire, to your cable using electrical tape. Alright, you want to make sure your wire is attached to your guide, some kind of metal rod to guide it through your frame. You want to make sure it's attached really well so that way you're not going to lose it halfway through your frame. Alright, now you're going to take your wire and run it through your frame. This is on the passenger side. I had to remove my bumper a little to get to the first frame hole. You might have to do that to yours, or you can also start further back in one of the further back holes, but this is the optimal location to start, so let's feed it through. Alright, now once you get your wire through, pull all of it through. Once you get almost to the end here, you want to tie this end to your bumper. That way you don't lose the end when you're fishing the rest of the frame. Alright, so once you get through this hole of the frame, you're going to want to go right back in the same hole with your wire, and you're going to want to go right back in the same hole and come through the next part of the frame, and keep doing that till you get through the whole frame. Sometimes a long screwdriver or a pair of pliers will be a good hand in getting it through part of your frame rail. Any distance you can get is helpful. Sometimes you'll get lucky and it'll go through the frame no problem, part of it, and then other sections you'll have to fight. Now, depending on what bumper you have, the certain holes may be blocked in your frame. Just work with what you have to fish it through the frame, get it all the way through the whole side of the frame, and we'll get it up the other side. The longer your guide wire, the easier this will be to fish it through the frame. And if it gets stuck, don't yank it too hard. You don't want to fray the cord at all. You want it to go through smooth. So check on the other side. It might have gotten tangled up. Alright, once you get through to the front, you're going to need to open up your hood. So you're going to want to fish it up as close to this corner as you can. That'll make it easier to get into the cab and wire up your switch. Next, you're going to want to find out where you're going to want to mount your little switch. I think I'm going to put it right in this little hole for right now, because I do want to get a pod eventually, one of the S pods. So let's route some wire in the cab. There's a little spray foam port here. That's what we're going to be coming through into the cab so we can get the switch wired in here. So it helps if you poke through it first. So we'll take our wire. Next, you're going to want to take your wire. You're going to want to run it through a piece of plastic trimming. Alright, so a little tip, if you want to keep it hidden underneath this actually just pulls off. So you can run your cable and then just tuck it into the back once you get over the other side. You have your loop inside the cab. This is the only cut you'll make in the wire. Now I like to take which wire actually is going to the lights. That's the one that you routed through the frame, and the other side will route to the battery in a minute. I just take a little piece of electrical tape, mark it black, so I know this one goes to, I don't know if you can see that, but it'll go to the supplied, or go to the on accessory. Alright, now once you have the wires in here and put in the spot where you want your switch, I'm going to tape them to here just lightly, so that way when I'm pulling on the wire to the battery, it's not going to come completely out on me. Alright, now we're going to take a small piece of wire and make a fuse section for a fuse relay before you hit the battery. So we strip some back on both wires. Then you're also going to want to strip back your wiring on the section coming over from the cab. That's on this side. Then you're going to take one side of your other wire, do the same thing. Nice and snug. Then on the opposite side here, you're going to take the ring connector and attach it so you can attach it to your battery. Take electrical tape and wrap it all around here so you don't want metal touching metal, because that'll be no good. Something like that, so you can still slide the fuse in, but you don't have to worry about this metal contacting anything and causing a short in your circuit there. Now you're going to want to do that to all the little connectors just to be safe. And you're going to want to do it to the one on the battery too. Or the one near the battery, I should say. Alright, once you get that all set, you're going to take your fuse and stick one end in each side of these connectors. Just like that. You got one side, the other side's the one coming from the cab, and then this will go to the battery. We won't connect this yet until we get our switch all wired up and our lights run and everything. Alright, next we're gonna wire up our switches. Or switch. Now it's clearly marked on here. Volt supply, that's the one to your battery. Accessory on, that's the one to your lights, and then we marked in black. And then ground, we'll run a ground wire here in a second. these, just so they're not touching anything. And down here, there's a 10mm grounding stud. That's what you connect the ground wire to. Alright, now we have the fun part, mounting the lights. You have these screws right here. These will be what you're mounting with. Now, you want to go in the side with the grounding loop first. That way you can get it grounded first. But you don't want to put the grounding loop on first. These are self-tapping screws, so we'll put it in, back it out, and then we'll put the grounding loop on. Get it initially done, then you want to put the grounding loop on. It goes right on top of the screw, or right through the screw, that hole, and then we'll reattach that up. You want to be really careful because you don't want to hit these too tight. You can snap the heads off pretty easily. So once you get that one side on, attach your other side. With the rest of them, you can put them wherever you'd like. They suggest one in front of each tire, one behind each tire. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, and that's where I mounted it behind the tire. I'm just going to repeat the process through the rest of the Jeep, and we'll see you once I get them installed. Once you have all the lights mounted, next you're going to connect them using these guys. One wire goes in one side, one goes in the other, close it shut, and you got a connection.